this is my shop. I pretty much run it the way I want to run it. I don't know if anybody else could do it the way that I do it. I'm sure someone could do it their way. I haven't really thought about something like that because this is my shop. I would, if I ever go somewhere, I'll take it with me and do it somewhere else.
Just let it take you away.
Well, pretty much the improvement of the shop is not improving anything. That's the beauty of the store, is that people have come in here for 14 years and it's pretty much been the same that it has been the whole time. And for some reason, there's people that like that. It's familiar, you know, and a lot of things when you go into them and years later, they change, and maybe not for the better. And so this is just kind of like a little safe haven for people. They know it's not going to change into some big corporate kind of a deal or something like that. And yeah, I just want to keep it the same that it's been going.
Vinyl is blood. It is the closest thing to the heart in terms of any medium I can possibly think of.
I think that me collecting records and loving the music that I love basically got me to open a shop so I could get more records.
She don't love him, stoned out of mind all the time.
Well, the fact that I'd known Bob before he'd done this, he is a real authority on what he's doing here. He's really got his fingers on the pulse as to what makes for a good place like this. It's got a good feel to it. It's not like a cookie cutter processed piece of corporate spew. It is definitely one man's store, and you get a good feeling when you walk in here. You don't feel like you know, all the mirrors and cameras and all the people dressed all nice and neat following you around wanting to know if there's anything they can do to help you, you know. It's a nice laid back feel here.
Bob hasn't really changed my perspective on music. He's just, like I'd come in and say, we'd talk about some bands, and he'd just give me suggestions on what to listen to and stuff.
There's a heck of a lot of businesses that will not promote local events for whatever reasons they like to come up with. This being, for lack of a better word, a mom and pop situation, he can make the call, and that's what does it right there. As soon as anybody anywhere want to do anything, you come into a place like this, he'll put your poster up if there's room. Anybody
that's pretty much got CDs or records or concerts or equipment for sale or musical stuff, I'll put it up in here, because I'm a record store, I'm a music store, and anybody that's got to share that kind of stuff can, you know, can put up stuff here. I don't mind whoever it is.
Taking away the moments that make up a dull day. Even the good brother said, ain't got a time to play. Feather and waste the hours in an offhand way. Time is the worst, the time can be a disaster. Kicking around on a piece of ground.
I think that people ought to get record players and just pretend that that's the only way to do it. Just in your head, just think, okay, dude, I got to get a record player so I can play records. There ain't no CD players. I mean, if you want to have a tape deck in your car, sure, that's kind of cool. I mean, CD player, for that matter, if they would just make the CDs cheaper, because, you know, a couple of bucks, you stick it in your car, because you can't put a record player in the car, obviously. But I think that you guys ought to get some record players going, have them hooked up in your houses. If there's anybody that's going to become business guys in the field, maybe get a record lathe going and start pressing records. If anybody can do any legal work where they can go get copyrights for the old bands and the old vinyl and start re-releasing all the old stuff, every bit of it, and keep the records going. That's what it's got to be done. Not just a few titles on vinyl, but 95% out on CD. We need 95% out on vinyl and 5% on CD. That's what it's got to get to.
Driving that train, high on cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind.